Okay. Beta. I'm gonna show y'all boys where I'm from, man. I'm from.
What it do? Still with the camp, shot like a lamb. Big boss out, boss dog. K-Po through the door, hit the top this boxer. Before I get him out solidity, them tough tones don't last. Good people do, don't have yourself. Caught him in the highlight, maybe it matter. Peak game, 84's on West Wing. Now, I got asked to make this video, man. You know, I got asked to talk about this particular matter. So the Haneys, are they using VADA as a way to weasel out of the Brian Norman fight? Now, I had to go do a little bit more research on this topic, so I went and read an article on boxingnews24.com. Y'all know that's my go-to. And according to that article, you know, Bill Haney wants Brian Norman Jr. to basically enroll in 365 VADA testing. Now, there are 3 fighters that are currently enrolled in that 365 testing. I think one of them is Canelo, Devin Haney, and I forgot the last one. But no other boxer is enrolled, you know, in that 365 testing. I think that so that's a concern. Another thing, Bill Haney is saying that he's going to apply pressure. You know, he's going to keep trying to force Brian Norman Jr. to enroll in that testing. He says that, because Brian Norman said he's going out of town. And he's like, what does going out of town have to do with testing? He like, VADA goes everywhere, anywhere, so he needs to enroll in the 365 VADA program. He also talked about how, he might have to make a decision on this fight if Brian Norman does not basically enroll in that 365. Also watch Mill City Boxing, heard Brian Norman Sr. point out basically like, look, we willing to do the testing, but when my son come back from vacation, And he was like, man, he believes that Bill Haney is trying to find a way to weasel out this fight. Here's my response to that. I thought I would say agree with Brian Norman Sr. For starters, Devin Haney and the Haneys got to realize y'all don't hold no leverage. Y'all are the contenders, basically, right? Y'all are trying to fight for Brian Norman's belt. So why would he go to your demands when he's the champion, right? Y'all got to do what Brian Norman say, right? That's what it boils down to, right? You're trying to rebuild your name. You know what I'm saying? Your name has taken a hit, and I'm talking about the Haneys, when your son, fought Ryan Garcia. So I do believe the Haneys are trying to find a way out this fight. I think that they're realizing that, they cannot play mental gymnastics with the Normans. The Normans are not buying into that because the Haneys like to put mental pressure on you. They want to get in your mind, right? They want to do all these pre-fight mental gymnastics stuff to get in your mind. And then once they find a chink in your armor, once they get you mentally, that's when they feel like, oh, I got him now, I can beat him, right? Whereas with Brian Norman, he ain't fazed by none of that. You know what I mean? He like, shit, okay, cool. You know what I mean? We could fight, and we set all this in the ring, So, the whole pushing and, Devin's security doing what he doing, I think they starting to realize that, man, he not fazed by none of that, senior or junior. You know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about the Normans. They not fazed by none of this, the antics. So it's a lot of time what it's doing with them is making them concerned, right? So, and I told y'all in the past, I feel like Bill Haney is gonna get Devin Haney hurt. I told you I've been saying that. Then Keith Thurman just came out and said that, right? I said, man, he gonna get Devin Haney hurt, and that's what's gonna happen. So I think that this is a dangerous fight for Devin Haney. I think Devin gonna get knocked out. I'm not gonna lie to you. I do see ways Devin can just outbox him and win, but I feel like Devin gonna get knocked out. See, Devin got to be perfect for 12 rounds. Brian Norman just got to be perfect for a second. Catch him, sleep. That's what it boils down to, right? And like I told you, I think he's starting to see that. I think he's starting to understand that, like, man, I'm not, I'm not getting in his head. I think Bill's starting to see that too. This is a dangerous fight, bro. It's a fight that I don't think that they're going to be able to pull off, right? We're just being honest. So I think if I'm Brian Norman, I don't give in to nothing. I go on my vacation, and I do what I said. When I come back and we ready for camp, that's when the testing and everything start. Till then, I'm going to enjoy myself. I'm enjoying my lady. I'm going to be out the country. I'm going to do my thing. And then when I come back, it's go time, green light. You know what I'm saying? But Brian Norman don't have to concede or give in to nothing. He's the champion. Why would he give in to the demands of of the Haneys? The Haneys, and it goes to what Norman Sr. was saying. The Haneys believe they're better than everybody. They look down on everybody. And that's the issue with the Normans. With the Haneys, excuse me. In their mind, they feel like, oh, we're this, we're that. In reality, they're not. Yeah, Devin did all that, undisputed, but that was at 135. In this division, you got to update your resume. You moving up to 147. You ain't fought not one fight at 147. It's your first fight at 147. It's going to be a title fight. I think Devin Haney feeling that pressure. But I do believe that the Haneys will try to pull out this fight. I do believe that they realize they in for a dangerous fight. I do think Bill Haney is looking at this fight as a fight that he probably bit off more than he could chew. That's what it boils down to. So we shall see how this thing goes. And I'm just brushing my Beijing in, man. That boy said I got Beijing, so I'm just brushing it in. Since he said I got Beijing in my hair. I'm trying to figure out where the Beijing at, but you know what I'm saying. I'm busting a little sweat, man. Pause before I go in the gym. I like to sit in the heat before I go in the gym, man. But we shall see how this thing goes. I think we in for a rude awakening. I think, rude awakening. You might see the Haneys pull out this fight. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Boss gone.